Thank you, Claude. I owe you a great debt.
Yeah, we really saved your skin. Though I'm sure you would have preferred to have us in your debt instead. Must really chafe having the shoe on the other foot.
And what is that supposed to mean? If all you plan to do is mock me, then perhaps I'll not honor the debt after all.
Hey, it was just a joke. Just something Lawrence said. Nothing for your Imperial Majesty to worry about. Jokes aside, do you have a minute? Eager as I am to get back out there and chase down our enemies, we need to talk.
If you insist. What is it?
Right now, the Federation and the Empire are fighting together against the Kingdom. But honestly, I have no desire to see Fargus in ruins. I'm only after the Central Church.
At this point, though, wouldn't you say the two are one and the same?
I'm not so sure. When Dimitri decided to grant sanctuary to the Central Church, he really wasn't in any position to refuse. If he had, the chaos that ensued would have torn Fargus apart. But what if things are adding up differently now? It's clear the war will drag on so long as he continues to shelter them. Besides, the Federation's Eastern Church and the Empire's Southern Church are both operating independent of Rhea's influence. The Central Church must be looking like a pretty heavy burden to Dimitri right about now.
Perhaps, but the Archbishop has far more influence in Fargus than anywhere else. Even if Dimitri has changed his mind, I doubt those around him would be open to the idea. The fact remains that the Kingdom has yet to show any sign of severing ties with the Central Church. They stand beside them even now.
This is just a theory. Well, actually, it's more like wild speculation. But what if the reason Dimitri tried to take Garrick Mach was because he wanted to distance himself from the Church? By facilitating Rhea's return to Garrick Mach, he could be trying to set the stage to break away.
That's an interesting theory. Do you have any evidence to support it?
Not really, but that's the impression I got when I saw Dimitri on the battlefield. To be honest, it didn't even occur to me before now. We were so determined to take down Rhea in that battle, we never spared a thought for Dimitri's motivations.
I see. Had it occurred to you sooner, you would have had quite the decision to make. About whether to leave me for dead, I mean. After all, if the Central Church was really leaving the Kingdom to return here, abandoning me would have been the expedient choice.
Oh, come on, Edelgard. Sure, we've had our differences, but that doesn't mean I want you dead.
I'm happy to hear you say that, even if it is a lie.
You wound me. It's the honest truth, from the bottom of my heart.
So you say. No matter, you should continue to do as you see fit. And I will do all I can to bring this war to an end.
Sounds like a plan. Let's end this war. Right now, that's all that matters.
The Kingdom Army and the Church's forces have withdrawn and are fleeing north. The mercenaries are already in pursuit.
And the Federation army will join in the chase. Give the order to the rest of the troops.
Yes, Your Majesty.
I've got a pretty good guess as to which mercenaries are leading the hunt. I'd better pick up the pace. Edelgard, if you'll excuse me.
I assure you, Claude, we will not be far behind.
The Federation army is going to beat us to the punch. We should give chase as well.
I agree. Send a fifth of our army to pursue them. I will accompany them myself. Dispatch half of the remaining forces to the Western Front, and assign the other half to defend and repair the monastery.
Only a fifth? Are you sure that will be enough?
There's nothing to worry about. With the Federation army present, our hands will be tied regardless. Besides, if we neglect to leave the monastery sufficiently guarded, I fear I'll never hear the end of it from Count Varley.
Did we lose them? I was hoping we could at least tell our allies where they went. What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. Just thinking how the time has finally come.
Golden wildfire. The hour of vengeance.
It's over! Oh, how I've waited for this day. The day that I kill you!
Run away while you can.
You're free to try, but you won't get away from me that easily. I'll carve out your monstrous heart and put an end to the beast dwelling within. Your destruction is everything I've ever fought for.
Our two favorite mercenaries were supposed to be leading the charge. So where are they?
It's strange that we haven't heard from them yet. I can't imagine they'd fall for a kingdom ambush, but...
We have a problem, Your Majesty. A group of mysterious mages has appeared just ahead. It looks like they're preparing to intercept us.
Mysterious mages?
Are we dealing with those who slither in the dark again? What objective could they possibly be pursuing now?
Not a clue, but we should hurry. If it's a fight they want, we don't have much choice but to oblige them.
Your Majesty, I've spotted the mercenaries among the enemy force. And they appear to be fighting each other. I don't know the details, but it seems as though our commander attacked the Ashen Demon.
What? Don't tell me.
Have our fears come to pass? Was our friend truly part of those who slither in the dark all this time?
It's too soon to say for sure. We know the enemy is capable of both controlling and impersonating people.
He's right. Back at the academy, the person we thought was Tomas was really Solin all along. So for all we know, our friend could actually be somewhere else entirely.
Whatever the case, we have to keep going after Dimitri. That'll take us right through where the two of them were sighted. We'll drive off those fiends, try to grab our friend or whoever's impersonating them, and figure out what's going on afterwards. We can afford to do that, right?
We can't afford not to. It would be an unspeakable loss if we slew the alleged imposter, only to learn we had inadvertently killed our friend.
Then it's settled. We'll stop them and get to the bottom of this.
I'll do my best.
Oh, me?
Time to move.
I look forward to a worthy opponent.
I don't care much for battle.
I'm ready to be battling.
I will hunt you until my dying breath. Get back here!
We need to get over to them now. Things won't end well if we don't put a stop to this.
I haven't the slightest notion what is going on, but I'll happily take it. Destroy them all!
We cannot proceed unless we eliminate those mages.
See how those beasts crawl to the slaughter. Let me get you out of your misery, beasts. I tire of playing with you ingrates.
Do this! Let me paint you a picture!
Come on, snap out of it.
Stay out of this! It does not concern you!
What's going on? This isn't like you at all. My turn? Okay, I guess you're not in a listening mood either.
Hang on, kid. I'm coming.
I must move us away from all of these foolish distractions!
What was that? Some kind of warping magic? They must have gone somewhere else.
This presents a problem. We need a group to pursue them. Then while the rest of us fan out in case they warp again.
Why do you insist on interfering?
Give it up! It's not over.
Not yet. Not yet.
Putting up more of a fight than I expected. Deploy the reserves.
Persistent worms.
I'll fight too. Aw, they warped again? Come on!
That mercenaries. No, it cannot be.
I'll try! Stay back! Stop! Stay back! I'll try!
We'll have to take out the ones before us if we hope to enter the stronghold.
Can't take much more of this.
We need to hurry or we're not gonna make it in time!
Oh, if I must. Leave.
I'll not permit this chance to slip away! Not yet!
Thanks, friend.
Your Majesty, it seems Lady Ginga is pursuing Dimitri through the mountains.
Is that close by? Then we need to wrap this up and get over to them.
You're still chasing him? You certainly are tenacious.
What is the Federation army doing? This is our chance to capture him.
Time to take a lesson from your persistence.
Here goes!
I'll fight too. I'll try. Stop.
My turn? Somebody wants to die. No mercy.
I dislike ending things on a low note. As such, prepare to die!
Look at these chumps.
I move at my own pace.
take much more of this.
Not done yet.
Oh, if I must. Leave the...
How could I lose to beasts?
Always be prepared.
Thanks for the assist.
I am undone.
I'll give it a try.
For now, let's arrest them and send them to the back. We'll... be sure to question them later.
You came for me, Gerald. Thank you.
You sound surprised, kid. I'm almost offended.
If I must wring the life from you by my own hand, then so be it.
You're not getting away this time. I hope you're ready.
Try me, you witless beasts!
Your Majesty! My sincerest apologies. The mercenary commander has escaped.
Well, that was quick. I don't know what's going on, but it can't be good.
Every second you waste on me costs you 10 times more. I ought to be defeating them handily. How could I allow myself to be bested by such a despicable beast as this one? I need to get this flesh underground. So it's true. You really are from Shambhala.
Forgive me for this, Solon. But without your sacrifice, this world can never be made clean. Oh, great Saharas, veil of night fluttering in the abyss. By the laws of creation, throw wide your infernal gates and swallow my foes.
So, you've come here to strike me down yourself. I thought you a smarter foe than that, Edelgard.
Really? You think you'll win this fight? The upper hand is clearly mine in this moment. All I have to do is buy some time.
So you say. Then I suppose I must test your resolve.
Not so fast, you two. I don't want to miss all the fun.
I wouldn't say no. So what do you want to do? This power, it's...
Not too
I want...
Gotta get...
Battle?
I can use...
I'll put the...
I'll take what I can.
Get it.
It has been a long, long battle. My race wavers at the brink of extinction. And so it falls upon me to reclaim this world, that what was stolen from my people might be theirs once more. Which is why I was born. Yes, I created you. The cycle of the world, the rehousing of souls. How desperately I sought this secret art. But it demanded precision. One defect, one essence wrongly transplanted, would lead to consequences most irreparable. I knew I must oversee the process myself in order to save my beloved people. When my consciousness first initialized, I was nothing. I remember the sound of water, of bubbles, the sound of a massive object slowly lurching along. I thought the noise would continue for eternity, but then, a change. Something gave way. The water began rushing rapidly. Pale shadows closed in around me. Amidst deafening sounds, I walked desperately in search of light. That was an unforeseen accident. I was sure all had been lost to the waters. It was fortunate I had created you, for you proved useful in a way I never expected. I am to become you. That's why I'm here. That's why I've been compelled to remove any obstacle in your way. Only by destroying the abomination inside the Ashen Demon can we bring salvation to the world. So you understand. Then return that body you two share to me. It pains me to do this to you, but alas, all was written from the beginning.
Golden wildfire. Into the chasm.
Where am I?
Stay where you are. It would be best if you refrained from bringing out any weapons as well.
Wait, Edelgard. Hold on. What are all three of you doing here?
I have the same question. It appears we've been swallowed up by some kind of strange magic.
That's the long and short of it. But isn't all of this your doing?
When we awoke, we found ourselves here, in this dark and ominous void.
Don't tell me you can't remember what happened. You suddenly transformed and started attacking your friends. Luckily, we managed to knock you out and capture you. But it wasn't long before you came to and escaped. I was told that you were acting like someone else entirely.
I guess that kinda rings a bell. The last thing I remember is Arval telling me to slay the Ashen Demon. At least, I think it was Arval.
Arval?
The voice in my head. We've known each other for a few years now.
Huh.
Pretty out there, right? This is why I never mentioned it.
And you claim this Arval suddenly decided to turn on you.
I know how it sounds, but yeah. There are two things I can say for sure. The first is that Arval's magic is what dragged us all in here. And the second is that no one's in my head anymore.
How can you be certain?
Because I don't feel them. At least not in my mind. Arval's somewhere else now. Somewhere distant.
I don't mean for this to be an interrogation, but distant? From where? This story of yours is hardly convincing.
Well, you do seem to be your old self again. That, if nothing else, makes me want to believe what you're saying.
At the very least, I hope you know a way out of this fathomless prison.
About that, I know I said distant, but Arval's definitely here with us somewhere. If we can find them and figure out what magic they used on us, we might just be able to escape.
That sounds wildly optimistic.
It sure does. But considering we don't know a thing about this place, we might as well give it a shot.
In that case, let's begin looking around and see if we can't find any clues to where we are.
Huh?
Yes.
Dimitri, we need to talk. I'm just gonna come out and say it. After the war, I'm going to abolish the Central Church and depose the Archbishop. The people of Fodlan have been shackled by this decrepit system for too long, and I'm ending it.
You're going to do away with the church?
That's right. Think about it. Who steals your freedom and gives you an endless list of duties and obligations simply because you have a crest? Who forces you and your friends into a bunch of unwanted marriages and positions of power? The church even forbids any official contact with outside regions. Not exactly great for Fargus, right? Being as close to Serang and Albinia as you are.
But to be clear, your quarrel is with the church, yes? Not with Fargus itself?
Exactly. We have nothing to gain by fighting you. And really, our enemy isn't the actual church so much as the people at the top who make all the decisions.
I understand where you're coming from, Claude. And on a personal level, I actually agree with you.
But as a king, you're opposed.
Yes, for 3 reasons. First, abolishing the church would deny the king's right to rule Fargus. Without one, the people will descend into chaos and war. Would you be able to take responsibility for such a thing once it came to pass? Second, recklessly discarding the church will only incite discord among the clergy and its supporters. And finally, a revolution of this nature will not only mean casualties among the common folk, but will endanger your own life as well.
Leaving the first two for a second, I have some serious issues with that last one. I'm glad you're concerned for my safety, but I can take care of myself.
But don't you see? The people you wish to depose are human, just as you are. No matter what ingenious scheme you come up with, or how careful you try to be, they will suffer. And their vengeance will eventually find you, no matter how hard you try to stave it off. I know full well the guilt that accompanies such actions, and the retribution they provoke.
Everyone has to deal with the consequences of their decisions. If you let it rule you, Fodlan never changes. And if it doesn't change, it'll just fall apart.
But not taking the time to look where you're going will only lead you to stumble and fall. And if there are those who would be hurt by this, I consider it my duty to help them.
There you go, trying to save everyone again. You really are too good for me.
To be honest, I'm jealous of how you're not burdened with the same restrictions.
In the world I'm trying to create, you wouldn't be burdened by them either. You could even... No, forget that. I'm serious about what I said, though. And I really do admire how you want to save everyone. Honestly, if you weren't a king, I think we could have been friends.
I feel much the same. Had I joined with you, I might have been able to see a different vision of Fodlan. I wonder...
I have to say, this isn't how I imagined Fodlan's three most powerful leaders would be coming together.
Indeed. I hesitate to even consider the look on Hubert's face right now.
I don't think anyone's too worried about me, though. Vanishing without a word is kind of what I do. Even now that I'm the king of the Federation, it looks like I'm as unreliable as ever.
Or perhaps it's the opposite, and your people think you reliable precisely because you always return. It must be nice having friends you can depend on to handle important matters in your absence.
And it must feel lousy to realize no one wants to do your job, Edelgard.
I'm glad to see your tongue remains as agile as ever. Let's try moving our feet instead, shall we?
Hey, I can do both if you want. It's definitely not an either-or kind of situation. So, Edelgard, say the four of us get out of here in one piece. What are you planning to do about Dimitri? Maybe we should join forces and take him on together.
You're such a bore sometimes, Claude. And is that a serious proposal?
Well, I suppose it would be easier for me if the kingdom stuck around. After all, I get the feeling that if we divide Fodlan between the Empire and the Federation, I'll be the one holding the short end of that stick. Our goal is to deal with Rhea and the Central Church, not to unify Fodlan.
You never have been one to mince words, have you? Well then, allow me to match your honesty. It would be more convenient for me if the kingdom ceased to exist. The Central Church has a much closer relationship with Fargus than with the other regions. Even were we to capture the Archbishop and force her to dismantle the upper echelons of the Church, it wouldn't be enough. The roots of that organization run deep.
Hold on. You're just looking to capture Rhea? You're not gonna, get rid of her?
Is it not enough to subdue a foe and remove them from power?
I'm just surprised. I would have expected you to be more thorough.
And here I thought you wanted to pursue a peaceful solution.
Hey, give me some credit. If I didn't like to rock the boat, Lester would have been swallowed up by the Empire ages ago. I have ambitions, Edelgard. Real ones. I won't go into details, but I'm definitely fighting to make them a reality.
All that, and you're not planning to enlighten me? Unreliable and stingy. I, for one, have no qualms with telling you my ambitions. I seek to destroy the irrational power structure that shackles Fodlan.
Just Fodlan, huh?
Come again?
Hey, don't get me wrong. That's a goal I can get behind. That's why we're working together. But I'd be grateful if my own ambitions can be fulfilled at the end of your path of conquest.
I'd like to believe that is possible. At least for now, we can work together to achieve a common goal. And perhaps someday our pact will become a more permanent one. I hope so, at any rate.
Same here. But before that, we need to find a way out of this place. Well, I'm stumped. Oh boy. Yeesh. You can't tell forward from back in here. Let's try over that way, maybe?
Good idea. It seems different from the rest of the void. Look out!
So it failed. Has my skill degraded that sharply over the years?
Arval.
I have been searching for you. And look what you brought me. The three who fancy themselves sovereigns, ruling over that abomination's wretched spawn. What unexpected luck. I do hope you are all prepared to face death this day.
So this is Arval, is it? Undo this sorcery and return us from whence we came, demon.
Oh, I do not think that will be happening. But even if I desired to accede to your wishes, the great forbidden spell of Zaharas is a one-way journey. None can escape this eternal darkness.
I vote we kill this thing and see what happens. Who's with me?
Something tells me they wouldn't lay this trap, only to suffer the same fate as us. If this being can free themselves from this void, it stands to reason that so too can we.
Then try cutting me down if you like. Sadly, what you see before you is but an illusion. I have a task to fulfill, and once it is accomplished, I shall leave this place alone.
Arval, wait! What task are you talking about? Why did you use me? And what are you trying to do here?
Ah, but you are mistaken. I am not Arval. My name is Epimenides, an ordinary man who vowed to kill the beast which set the earth ablaze. Do you not comprehend my purpose? I must save this world and its true people. That is why I chose to pass my consciousness down through the ages. And you are the vessel for that consciousness.
What does that mean?
I don't know what's going on, but I do know whoever that is needs to be stopped.
And how far are you willing to go? Will you cut? Cut down your own friends to reach me?
Hubert? No. It must be a dump.
So, it's completely indistinguishable from the real thing. This is vile sorcery indeed.
Majesty, why are you consulting with the enemy? He's right where you want him.
Why are you... No. This is a deception. The man I know would never raise a weapon.
The Emperor is before you. Deal the killing blow. You can't fool me. If it were really you, you'd understand.
Claude, no! Don't do this! I can't believe you would hurt me.
This is harder than I thought. I mean, how do we know for sure they're not real?
You would put your hands in the blood of friends to get what you want. I should have expected no less from the children of beasts.
No problem, I got it.
Amuse.
Take a breather.
Your screams are so real.
Take this!
I won't give up.
It's not over.
There. It's done. But steel yourselves. Don't know who will confront next.
Watch this! Are we being warped away? No. Space itself is distorting around us.
Our surroundings have changed.
This place is so twisted you can't even tell where you are.
Aren't you sad for your comrades, murderers? There it is. There is your rage.
Uh-oh. I can spot one fate, but how do I tell which Edelgard and Dimitri are on my side?
Perhaps each of us should take on their own double to prevent confusion.
That's not a bad idea.
This darkness is a mirror for the soul. And once a soul is imprisoned here, it is eternally severed from the real world.
Just imagine how much easier our task will be with the two of us. Nice try! A nice thought, yes. But I'm sad to say I failed to trust even myself.
Why are you helping the Emperor, you wretch? If you mourn your friends, avenge them. It's a blessing I get to face you. There is truly no one I more desire to end.
I can't say it's pleasant watching my own death.
Stop playing the kind soul. Everything we've ever wanted is before us, right for the taking. If you're really me, then you already know why I'm doing this. I don't like leaving my fate up to luck. changing
Illusion or
places?
no, I must thank our adversary for letting me experience that.
I feel like I just slew my twin brother.
That's the last of the illusions.
So it would seem.
At least now we're certain they're not real. We can cut them down without mercy.
Again? Please tell me we're gonna find that guy this time.
Right. Let's get searching.
Oh, but you four are a marvel. To think you are already adapting to this place. Now have the grace to lay down your lives and let the world you've torn apart heal. There you are, my partner in destiny.
Blame me all you want! You're not Arval. Even if you were, I'd fight you all the same.
Unfortunate, but you are forcing my hand. Make haste.
So even our mercenary friend gets fed. This is going to take all of us. Time to put our differences aside.
Destroying me will achieve nothing, for you will all still be trapped in this place.
Why does it have to be you? I don't want to fight you.
I refuse to hold back. You won't stop me!
No escape! It seems I am forced to do this myself. So be it. Come at me if you dare.
Our adversary has finally run out of tricks. Time to finish this. Let us never stop moving forward.
You're making me feel bad for the enemy, Dimitri.
Nothing I do is enough. How much more must I sacrifice?
I refuse to hold back.
Not yet.
You won't stop me!
No. This isn't over. Be gone with you! The cycle of this world must be protected! Why must you resist me so?
You know my reason. And tomorrow we're fighting for... The choice is ours to make!
It's incredible. Just how strong you've become.
Arval.
You have grown more than I ever thought possible. And yet... I've never felt more alone.
Looks like we made it out in one piece.
Are you sure about that? I still have no idea what's going on.
Arval, or Epimenides, I suppose, has vanished, and we've been returned to where we started. Perhaps we should just consider this a victory, an ironic one, as we achieved it by working together.
Fair enough. So, what happens now?
I can't speak for Edelgard, but I'm not exactly itching to fight you. Whatever's in store for us, what say we just call a truce for now?
I wouldn't have been able to return here had it not been for your assistance, as well as Claude's. Letting you walk away may not be the soundest of tactics, but at this point I see no other option.
Agreed. Let's consider all debts paid.
But just to be clear, I crushed you once, and I can do so again.
Right. I gotta admit, I never saw any of this coming.
In truth, I can't say I much expected any of this.
Still, it got us talking again, and that's gotta be worth something.
Well, I should be off. I hope we can do this again sometime. The speaking part, anyway.
In that case, I will depart as well. I'm sure everyone must be quite concerned for me by now.
See you both on the other side of this war. Well, my friend, are you ready to get out of here? We still have one more enemy to deal with before all of this can end. Archbishop Rhea awaits.
Golden Wildfire. Field of Beginnings. The Federation successfully aids the Imperial Army, and together they pursue the Kingdom and Church forces. However, Claude's sole aim is to eliminate Archbishop Rhea. While Edelgard contends with the Royal Army, Claude and his forces go after the Church. In their pursuit, they arrive at the Tailtean Plains, where Seros and Nemesis battled long ago.
It's not much further to Kingdom territory. Once we've crossed the border, we'll march through the Tailtean Plains and make our way to Ferdiad.
The plains of Tailtean are the largest in all of Fargus. As I recall, they're also where a well-known battle took place long ago.
We're going by land instead of sea this time, huh? I have to admit, I prefer it this way.
We may have taken a wild little detour, but we're finally back to marching on the kingdom capital.
Claude, are you sure it would not be prudent to ask the Imperial Army for assistance? They certainly owe us after that last battle.
The Imperial Army changed course to travel west, and Edelgard went after them. They're well on their way to Aryan Road. Most of the kingdom's forces have gathered in the west as well. Rhea and her troops are the only ones who fled north.
I don't get it. Sure, it makes sense for the kingdom to reinforce their position on the Western Front. They're losing ground there after all. But is the King of Fargus really abandoning the defense of his capital city and the church?
I can't claim to know what his intentions are, but I suspect Dimitri's decided to leave the rest to me.
What's that supposed to mean? What in the world could the king of an enemy territory trust you with?
I think I get it. Dimitri is counting on Claude. He's probably hoping to get Claude to rule the capital for a little bit.
What? No, he doesn't gain anything by having his capital occupied. What he wants is for me to dissolve the Central Church. I'm sure of it.
Are you suggesting that the king wishes to avoid formally cutting ties with the Central Church, and is therefore using us to bring about its demise? I have heard that the Central Church aided the kingdom when civil war broke out. Perhaps Dimitri feels indebted to the Archbishop, and his knightly values demand he not oppose her directly.
But that's... No. I suppose this is the nature of war.
There's more to it than that. The kingdom and the church have a long history, full of reasons why the king can't betray them. Long ago, the hero Lug von Blaidd cut down the Adrestian emperor of his day. In fact, their battle took place on the Tailtean Plains, which we're just about to cross. The church mediated the conflict and recognized House Blaidd's independence, leading to the founding of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. As you might have guessed, that's how they got the holy bit in their name.
So essentially, abandoning the church would mean turning their back on the very group to whom they owe their independence.
And that's why Dimitri wants the fledgling Leicester Federation to do his dirty work and abolish the church in his stead. And that's my guess, anyway. But his reasons are immaterial, since getting rid of the church is what we've been after all along. For the sake of our future and the free world to come, we'll tear down the Central Church and put an end to Rhea.
You can count on it. And if they run off to Ferdiad, we'll just have to conquer the capital to get to them.
That's the spirit. You know, kid, you've really become someone we can depend on. And now, Your Majesty, we await your official order.
You got it, Judith. It's time to fling open the doors to a whole new era. All forces, advance!
I have a proposal. I will carry this out effortlessly.
One step at a time.